It was supposed to be the happiest day of the year for Emily. She had turned 30 that morning, her heart quietly hoping for small surprises, a text from friends, maybe a slice of cake at the office, or even just a kind word from her boss. But instead, she found herself sitting in a cramped office chair, listening to her manager's cold words. "I'm sorry, Emily, we have to let you go. It's budget cuts." The words struck harder than she expected. On her birthday of all days, the job she had given years of dedication to was gone. She walked out of the building in shock, holding the small cardboard box filled with her belongings, her eyes burning with tears she tried to hold back. People passed by on the Toronto streets, busy with their own lives, not knowing that a woman's world had just crumbled. Emily sat on a bench near the subway station, her phone buzzing with birthday wishes she no longer felt like replying to. What could she say? That her future had been pulled out from under her. That she had no idea how to pay rent next month. She whispered to herself, "Happy birthday, Emily," with a bitter laugh that quickly dissolved into tears. Life felt cruel, unfair, and unbearably heavy. Across the street, Daniel, a man in his late 30s, noticed her. He had seen countless people sitting on that bench before, but something about her expression stopped him in his tracks. She wasn't just tired, she looked broken. He had a small bakery just around the corner, and that day he had been preparing cakes for customers, watching families celebrate little victories. Something in his heart nudged him to walk over. "Are you okay?" he asked softly. Emily quickly wiped her cheeks and forced a smile. "I'm fine. Just a bad day," but her trembling voice betrayed her. Daniel didn't pry. Instead, he asked, "Is it your birthday?" She looked at him, surprised. "How did you know?" He smiled gently. "You're holding balloons in your bag. People don't usually carry those unless it's a special day." For the first time all day, Emily let out a tiny laugh. It felt strange, almost foreign. She nodded and said, "Yeah, worst birthday ever." Without saying much, Daniel disappeared into his bakery. Minutes later, he returned with a small cake, carefully decorated with strawberries and cream. He placed it in front of her with a candle already lit. "Happy birthday," he said. Emily stared at the cake, speechless. Her own family lived far away, her friends were busy, and she hadn't expected anyone to notice today. The kindness of a stranger pierced through her sorrow. Tears rolled down her cheeks again, but this time they weren't only from pain, they were from being seen. They talked for hours that afternoon. Emily told him about her job, how she had given everything to that company, and how losing it felt like losing her identity. Daniel listened, really listened, in a way no one had in a long time. Then he shared his own story, how he too had once been laid off and had nothing left, until he started baking late at night in his kitchen to cope. Those quiet nights turned into a business. "Sometimes," he said, "life closes one door so we're forced to see another that was waiting for us all along." Before she left, Daniel handed her something more than the cake, he handed her a plan. A simple idea. She could help him expand his bakery online, using her skills in management and marketing. He had the recipes and the passion, but she had the organizational mind he lacked. "Why not work with me?" he asked. "Let's build something together." Emily felt her chest tighten, not with sadness this time, but with hope. For the first time that day, the future didn't look so dark. Weeks later, Emily wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. She woke up each morning with purpose, pouring her energy into the bakery's growth. Together, they turned it into a warm community hub, a place where people came not just for bread and coffee, but for connection. Every time she walked in, the smell of fresh pastries and the sound of laughter reminded her that losing her job wasn't the end. It was the beginning. On her next birthday, she didn't cry on a bench. She stood inside the bakery she had helped transform, surrounded by customers and friends who sang as Daniel brought out a cake bigger than the last one. This time, her smile was genuine, her heart full. She had been fired on her birthday, but she had also been given something far greater, a chance to rebuild, to believe again, and to find hope where she least expected it. Her story became a reminder to everyone who knew her. Sometimes life's cruelest moments are simply the first chapters of something extraordinary. Would you like me to also craft a short, punchy narration script version of this story optimized for a 4-minute YouTube video, so it flows naturally with voiceover pacing?